All right. Hey, everyone. This is Louis Lecca with Nuke the Fridge. How you doing? Last time I saw you was at Comic-Con many years ago, and it feels like it was even longer than that. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
what a great film. You guys cut an awesome trailer. I checked it out. And, man, I got to ask you from the start, how did you set up your chemistry between you and Roger, who plays your son in the movie? That was great.
Yeah, we did. We spent a lot of time together. And I really wanted to get to know him and get him to feel comfortable with me and getting comfortable with me bossing him around, like a real mom. No, I'm kidding. But we had a really nice rapport, and he really trusted us. And I got him a present right away so he could be really excited when he saw me.
That's amazing. We're getting, you guys did great. How do you put yourself in the mindset of losing a child? Because you guys, like I said, you guys had so much chemistry. It really, it was very intense, the things that were going on in the film, and you losing him, and stuff like that, or the fear of losing him. How did you get into that mindset?
Yeah, it was, I have kids of my own, so it was very relatable. And I think any parent can imagine something terrible happening to their kid and how devastating that would be. And the film was so grounded in reality, and there were so many steps that got you there, that it was not an easy day at work, but it was definitely, it made sense.
Amazing. So there's a lot of VFX in the film, but what exactly were you guys, when you were filming, what were you seeing? Was it green screen involved, or was it a lot of pretend this is over here?
Yeah, it was a lot of looking at the sky with nothing on it and pretending to see things. I mean, it really helped that we shot at an actual Air Force base and the actual planes were there and all that, which was really cool. And when I was on the highway after he got kidnapped, I'm running on an actual highway in Atlanta, and we had many practical locations, which helped, but the sky stuff, was imagination.
You talked about being in Atlanta. It looks like there was a lot of traveling involved. Was there, or was there just one pretty much? How were the locations?
Yeah, I mean, they were all within an hour of where we were. So we were traveling a lot, sort of during the day to get to places, but everything was in and around the city.
It's amazing.
We went to Macon, Georgia as well, but it was mostly in Atlanta.
Does that wear you out? Or how do you keep, your A game, traveling so much? Because if I travel for half an hour, I'm already how do you keep it up? Coffee? What's the secret?
Well, when I'm shooting, I'm really disciplined. I eat really well. I try to get a lot of sleep. I mean, it doesn't always work, but I just don't really, I don't do a lot of caffeine. I'll have tea and I'll have some coffee. But I try to just really feed my body what it needs versus, as soon as you start craving that sugar, or you start having chocolate and little things to keep you perked up, or little shots of espresso throughout the day, you're screwed, because then you're just, you just dip again. So I exercise and sleep and eat well.
That's awesome. I noticed that there was a part in the film where you spoke a few Spanish words. Are you fluent in Spanish? Just curious.
I'm not fluent. I speak Portuguese fluently. I'm from Brazil. I understand Spanish, and I speak it a little, but my Spanish ends up becoming Portuguese.
On that topic, why do Portuguese people understand Spanish? People that speak Spanish don't understand. What is that?
I think it's the pronunciation. Portuguese is a very strange language. It stems from a little bit of French and Italian. It's a big mix. It sounds Russian sometimes. I don't know.
Did that help you in this film, being, someone from Brazil, you said, and then being able to travel everywhere? Because this movie does have a lot of traveling involved in a lot of different cultures trying to survive, right? Did that help you?
I mean, I think just being who I am, I think I'm very relatable to Allison. I understand her strife. I feel I would be react very similarly to her if I was put in those circumstances.
Yeah. I noticed that also you mentioned the airport scene. There's a lot of people in panic in this film, obviously, because, what it's about. But is it difficult working with a lot of people? Is it distracting? Because you saw people running back and forth everywhere, the mayhem and stuff of panic.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's hard to wrangle large crowds and to get everybody to do what they need to do at the same time. Our background actors on the film were really, really dedicated. They were often standing out there for hours in the heat and stuff. So I really did feel for them. But I have to say, in a movie like this, the more chaos, the better. The more you're reacting to in a real way. You know, we were often thrown in the middle of these crowds where, like, thankfully everybody knew what they were doing and they were safe. But like, you're literally in the middle of hundreds of people and you just have to kind of fight your way through. And it all felt very real.
Yeah. You know, I think this is a great film. It has a lot of dimensions to it. There's a dynamic between Gerard Butler and, you know, plays your husband, and you and your child. What do you think the heart lies? Is it a family movie? Is it a survival film? Is it about humanity? What do you think the moral
It's
story
a combination of all three. It's like a family survival action thriller human story, you know. And I think at the end, you know, it has a great positive message of survival and rebuilding, and you know that together you can help humanity.
What do you think is going to shock the audience mostly when they see on the big screen? What do you think they're going to go nuts for?
I think they're gonna love the effects. I think people, you know, but also just the relentless ride. One thing happens after the next, and it's very realistic. It's very much something you would imagine happening to you if you were in the circumstances, you know, a traffic jam with a massive ball of fire coming your way, you know, the frustration of not being able to get the diabetes medicine that you need for your child, and like people looting a pharmacy and you're having to go in there with a young kid trying to figure out, you know, how to get what you need. And I think those are all very real, very like nitty gritty details. I think people are going to be surprised that our film has.